Hey, so I just finished filming a video, and it was a video that I wasn't necessarily, I hadn't been planning on filming this week, but then stuff that just I got to experience this morning and last night, whatever, I wanted to share and talk about that. So I just did that, and now I am doing the video that I had been planning on doing this week, which is another video for my Decode the Bible series, which I haven't done one in a little while. I think I've only got 2 done so far. That's fine. We do it as I'm getting called to. So again, as always, I've got my Bible here, and I'm just going to just flip open to random page and point. I'm literally, I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, I'm looking here, but I can't, I don't know what the words are saying. I'm not looking at it. And it actually, I hit this side, which I'm like, go with your first, but honestly, I'm really feeling the pull to like point here. So let's see here. Who ensnare his defender at the gate and leave the just man with an empty claim. Therefore, thus says the Lord, the God of the house of Jacob, who redeemed Abraham. Now Jacob shall have nothing to be ashamed of, nor shall his face grow pale when his children see the work of my hands in his midst. They shall keep my name holy. They shall reverence the Holy One of Jacob and be in awe of the God of Israel. Who err in spirit shall acquire understanding, and those who find fault shall receive instruction. Oh, that's cool. Okay, they're actually, oh, interesting. So this is, oh, this is cool. Oh, this is really cool. Oh, this is okay. I actually need to read. So this whole thing, I need to read this whole thing. That is so cool. No wonder why I was getting the urge to. That's okay. So if you haven't, I'm going to link. That's cool. Because I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, I wish I had done this because I was going. Oh my God, I was going to. I'm like, it's okay. It played out the way it did, and that's fine. I didn't do wrong, and no wrong's being done. I'll just link the videos. Who comes across this is meant to see both, and that's the way I'm going with it. Because I was getting the urge to do the previous video, what I did with my previous video, talk about that in this, and then do this. But then I chose to separate it because I'm like, I'm going to put this specifically under the Decode the Bible, and the other I'm going to put it under my About Me section and the New Earth series section. So I split it up, but there's totally a synchronicity. It totally parallels. I can see how it's linked and related, because essentially, so I'm gonna get into this in a second, but just to explain that, I'm gonna link the video that I just made in the description of this if you're interested in seeing what I actually seeing what I talk, hearing what I talk about in that. But just to kind of explain the parallel and the link, I essentially in that video I'm talking about the state that I'm in right now, which is I'm feeling really good, and I've got like my entire being's this place of like just inside myself, it's like this light, and it's just happiness and joy, and I'm good. And there's this like little spot in myself that's like right here, that's like that's like I visualize like this little dark energy ball, which is just representation of my ego illusion shadow. It's like this little Napoleon tiny scrappy dog that thinks it's tough and's got teeth and can bite at me, and I'm just like, it's not cruelty, but I'm just kind of like watching it, laughing. I'm like, you're welcome to be here, and you can try all you want, but you're not gonna affect me, and you're not a part of me, and you're like this you can't hurt me, and you can't touch me. And it's just allowing more of what's real to take over, which is seeing through the illusion and and not letting it affect you. And this is essentially what it's talking about. It just goes deeper and looking into more of how things are going to switch around. So that's real. This is real. And I see, oh my God, because it's talking about because I talk about, this is the stuff, like in this video, I'm like, this is what we're working toward. This is the results of the work that I talk about. This is what we're working toward bringing online. And this here is exactly what we're working toward bringing online. Oh my God, this is so cool. Oh my God, this is so cool. This is just the stuff that's happening like so much more consistently. And this is just so cool. So it's, I always forget how, it's funny. I grew up Catholic. I used to know how to like say, like cite the stuff in the Bible, but I can't. I think it's Isaiah chapter 29. I think that's what it is. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but see, Isaiah chapter 29, and it's this part right here. Okay, so it's redemption. It says it's this part is called, the title's called redemption. So just, I'm going to read it, and keep in mind, I'm going to, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to zoom out and talk about what it's actually saying here. So it might sound a little like place specific and, you know, a little bit more zoomed down, but what the metaphors of what it's talking about, this is so cool. So just bear with me. We're just going to read it for what it is, and then we'll go into it. So it says, but a very little while, and Lebanon shall be changed into an orchard. And the orchard will be regarded as a forest. On that day, the deaf shall hear. Ding! On that day, the deaf shall hear the words of a book. And out of the gloom and darkness, the eyes of the blind shall see. The lowly will ever find joy in the Lord, and the poor rejoice in the Holy One, and in the Holy One of Israel. For the tyrant will be no more, and the arrogant will have gone. All who are alert to do evil will be cut off, and whose mere word condemns a man, who ensnare his defender at the gate, and then leave the just man with an empty claim. All who are alert to do evil will be cut off, those whose mere word condemns a man, who ensnare his defender at the gate, and leave the just man with an empty claim. Therefore, thus says the Lord, the God of the house of Jacob, who redeemed Abraham. Now Jacob shall have nothing to be ashamed of, nor shall his face grow pale. When his children see the work of my hands in his midst, they shall keep my name holy. They shall reverence this Holy One of Jacob, and be in awe of the God, my foot's getting tickled right now, and be in awe of the God of Israel. Those who err in spirit shall acquire understanding, and those who find fault shall receive instruction. So this is really, really cool, because this is essentially talking about what we're doing, what we're working toward right now, which is Christ-like consciousness coming online, which, you know, you can label it 5D, New Earth, because 5D, it's like there's only one real dimension and real reality, and I mean, within the illusion of, like, there's like, so like infinite, but there's also like none, because there's only one real. Anyway, side note. So this is essentially talking about what we are working toward. It's just metaphors in ways that, in the illusion of linear time, this was said in a way that humans needed it to be said to understand the way we needed to understand things, with where our awareness level was at. Now we're waking up and we are aware more and more of what this actually is. So we can take a look at these things and we can look at what it's actually saying. So it's talking about Lebanon will be changed into an orchard will be regarded as a forest. So in other words, you know, my illusion. So, okay, so I'm tuning into Yeshua and I'm asking for help with my words with this. So my illusion is going to be changed within myself. I change my illusion, and then my external, that also follows. So my illusion of pain then turns into the truth of joy, and then I expand that. So that's the orchard is being regarded as a forest. You expand that into your made up external. So I've got this orchard inside myself, which really is the forest, and it's just the force of the representation of the expansion. So I have this orchard inside myself and I expand it, which expansion just within the illusion of we're playing with simulations, right? So there's the metaphor of expansion. So going from that orchard that I hold on to myself, and the force is the metaphor expansion into allowing that orchard to project out and reflect back at me. On that day, the deaf shall hear the words of a book, and out of the gloom and darkness, the eyes of the blind shall see. So again, we start to come into remembrance, understanding. We start to because we have been playing with the illusion of amnesia and walking around with our hands over our ears and our hands covering our eyes. It is our choosing to be blind and deaf to truth. But again, we're waking up, and as we do this self work and we go within, we start to remove our hands, and we move our hands from our ears and from our faces. You know, we remove our own blindfold that we've put on ourselves. The lowly will ever find joy, poor rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. And that's just it. Our illusion of pain and hurt and lack of abundance and sadness and grief and loss, all of that switches. Like, the one thing we can't expect is for all pain to turn to joy. And that's what that's talking about. For the tyrant will be no more, and the arrogant will have gone. Those who are alert to do evil will be cut off. That, again, is not saying in any way that there are certain people who are evil and bad and they get kicked out. Remember, Yeshua's whole thing was not the whole, he doesn't do the whole, you can't sit with us. That's not what, he is one with us. We are Yeshua. And within that one illusion linear timeline where he played this role for us, he was just showing that we are love and we are limitless within that. So where that's talking about, it's not saying that there's some people that and beings that aren't going to make it. Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. We are all one. If you think one person's going to get left behind, that's where you're believing that you get left behind, because they are you. There is no one separate from you. So all this is again the metaphor of, you know, ego, shadow, illusion, melting away, going away, will be no more. It doesn't even exist and never did. And we're again allowing that. So, and then it's then with the whole mere word condemns a man, ensnares his defender at the gate, leaves the just man with an empty claim. Again, that's just extending off of that, you know, this whole thing of defend and judge and doing wrong and whatnot. That is all left at the gate. There's no room for that stuff. It's just extending on that whole thing of this stuff melts away and it doesn't exist. And that's just what's coming online. So they're not now with the whole Jacob and Abraham, we're not focusing in on actual words and characters. It's the metaphor, what it's saying here, which is talking about, it's talking about having redeeming and having nothing to be ashamed of. His face no more growing pale. That there again is just, that's where we come into remembering no wrong has been done. There is nothing to be ashamed of. I haven't done wrong. I'm not about to be punished. God isn't mad at me. I am one with God. And that's just that the redemption is just the fact that we're remembering the truth of what this is that we are loved unconditionally, and we accept that. We allow it. We stop resisting it. That's our redemption. It's just remember we never did any wrong, and we put in the self-work to allow what's real to take over. When his children see the work of my hands in his midst, they shall keep my name holy. They shall reverence the Holy One and be the eyes of God and be in awe of the God of Israel. So that again is just saying, because it is, I mean, I can even speak for myself right now. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so cool. This is so cool. And it's making me want to cry, but the cry is just being sucked out of me. When you start to see what this actually is. And then I do have, you know, people, characters in my life that also show me what they get to experience. And that helps, you know, to confirm for me. I'm working on not needing that. But when in my moments where I'm like, am I just fucking crazy? Even though I know I'm not. And stuff that happens, I'm just like, this is like, there's no other explanation. This is what this is. But I get to see others also experience things like this. And that just helps me instill my confidence in myself and helps me to keep going, helps push me, you know, which I appreciate. I'm working on not needing that, but that does help with that. So this is just seeing the truth is so, and my foot just got tickled. Thank you. So seeing the truth in each other on that level of what others share of their experiences, but then also being able to see that everyone is source, and seeing that underneath the costumes and allowing that to shine through. and honoring, and that's just it. And then honoring the light in me honors and sees and honors the light in you. You know, we are one, and we see that in each other, and now we get to be that together. We don't need to expect anything from each other. We just love each other unconditionally, and let's just be in joy together. Those who err in spirit shall acquire understanding, and those who find fault shall receive instruction. So again, where we're playing with shadow, ego, illusion, lack of faith, lack of trust, all pain turns to joy. The only thing real is love. And this is happening. It can't not happen. It's what it is. It can't not be. And this is what we're allowing online more and more. And those who find fault shall receive instruction. So again, as in that, when you're in a place where, again, ego, shadow, illusion is surfacing within yourself, or your made up exterior, you know, having that guidance, the guidance is there, and we're allowing that more and more, to being able to turn to spirit source, our true self, and lean on that and say, show me what to do, and make it obvious, and then go with that easy, natural flow, because it does become extremely easy, to the point that you'll even start doing it without even realizing. So this is really cool, because that's essentially, I'm just gonna stick this in here just to save the spot in case I want to refer back to it. But that is just so cool, because that's totally in alignment with what I was just sort of talking about with that other video, and with what is happening right now. That is so cool. Like, I literally just pulled cards for myself last week, even though I don't necessarily need them, but I got the urge to. And with my one deck, I was specifically asking for messages on like where I'm at now, like what are you saying about right now with where I'm at, and the one, I got 2 cards popped out, and the one card was about trusting myself and letting myself shine, which is totally in alignment with what I also talk about. I think I mentioned that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, because I went into, there's a whole thing that, oh my God, of course, because that went into a whole, that went into a very profound, that's just it with my previous video that I'm going to link. Very, very, very significant profound moment for myself that I'm actually really like excited. And I think it's really cool that I actually happen to film it, and I get to share that with everybody, because what took place in that video was like extremely significant. It was a very profound, huge moment for me. Very significant moment. So with all that, oh shit, I distracted myself. What was I saying? I was saying, hang on, I don't want to sit here and film while I'm just thinking about what I was saying, so just give me a second. Okay, I kind of lost it, but I know it was something along the lines of, you know, I get talking about in the other video too, you know, having confidence in myself and giving thanks to those who I'm in the illusion of, you know, hurting me and beating me down and stuff. I can't, oh man, I completely distracted myself with that. And I'm utilizing other distraction right now. So I'm struggling with remembering and allowing spirit to help me remember. But there was a synchronicity with what I was saying in a parallel. But essentially, it's just really cool, this whole thing that I just made this video, and it's totally linked with this, and it just, again, just allowing what's real to take over, and seeing, like, you know, it's talking about, it was talking about, again, those who err in spirit shall acquire understanding, and those who find fault shall receive instruction. You know, it really is, there is that switch over, and you do see like how everyone's just been so helpful and helping you to gain, like, it's just all working for you, and to allow you to tap into the truth of what you are, which is confident and loving and kind and feeling good and at peace and enjoying compassionate neutrality. My foot's getting tickled, so that's really cool. So I'm gonna focus in more in specifically on Yeshua, and just as in seeing this hand right here is getting gripped onto. It's like he's like holding, I think more so like this. His fingers are going into my hand this way, because he's in front of me, so he's holding on me. Yeah, it's like he's holding my hand like that, but very strong gripping right now. If you can see energy or trying to, oh, and right here is getting just, I just felt a stroke right here. So he's gripping onto this hand quite strongly. So I'm just trying to focus in more on him, and just like what he's wanting to say with all of this as well. Like I'm tuned in with him, spirit source, as I'm doing all of this anyway. Just specifically, I'm like, okay, is there anything else that you're wanting to say, add on, whatever? Actually, hang on, sorry, 1 second. I apologize, I didn't need to do that. Working on that. Okay. Oh my God. He's laughing. I can see him laughing. And fuck. He says it specifically. He says this specifically because he knows I get insecure, and I don't like saying it because I'm like, it's gonna offend people. Because it's just we have a fucking amazing sense of humor, wicked sense of humor, and it just, so I'm seeing him laughing, and I'm hearing him say, "You got it," and then immediately I heard "nailed it," and I just, it's funny, but it just, he knows I'm uncomfortable sharing that because I'm like, people are gonna get fucking offended hearing that, but it's just he loves making that joke. It's what he loves. Yeah, my foot just got tickled. It's a go-to joke of his. He loves that joke. Which we are one with, we have an amazing sense of humor, and he's oh my God. Anyway, so he's saying, "You got it, nailed it," purposely saying that and purposely trying to be funny. I can feel him teasing me, saying, "Trying? You don't actually think I'm funny? Trying?" He's teasing me. He's pulling me into a hug. So I'm hearing like, trust the Lord, trust yourself. So the Lord, God, source, trust yourself. That is you. So when you, yeah, he's nodding. So he's saying, so essentially what the feeling that I'm getting along with that from him is, you know, keep working on surrendering, trusting the Lord, God, source, whatever you want to label it. Because when you are trusting that, when you're surrendering to it, it is yourself that you're surrendering to. It's your true self. And where with that, there is no place of pain. It doesn't exist. And I feel like this, again, this power, and it's almost feeling like I'm being lifted, like my hands, torso, it feels like I'm being lifted up. And he's saying, you are allowing this more and more. And I'm just getting that thought feeling of like pride and joy, and that's just, it's not like an ego-based pride, because again, there's not ego with where we truly are at. So it's not this ego-based pride, it's the excitement, joy, acknowledgement of this pretend journey that we've been navigating through, and it looks and feels so real, and it looks and feels like it's been taking so long. And you know, we have been in the illusion of working really hard to get to this point. Both my hands are being gripped onto now, and this one especially, I'm really feeling it right in here. It's so strong, so strong. My hands are being gripped onto really strongly. So yeah, like being in that illusion of really working really hard to get to this point. There's just so much joy. It's like that, it's that excitement, it's that celebration feeling of like, we finally made it, like we did it, you did it, you fucking did it, you know. It's like, it's that feeling. There's so much joy and excitement. And then now I'm kind of just feeling that like laughter about like, you guys have no idea what's about to come kind of thing. But it's very exciting and playful and fun, and it feels big, and it's like there's this giant surprise. It's like I know that there's this giant surprise that's waiting for me, and I have no idea. I can't even imagine what it is, and I can feel everyone who's giving me this surprise is just so fucking excited, and it's like beyond words. It's like, and this is where what we're doing, the resistance kinks, it's making me want to fucking run, because it's not because it's bad, because it's so much love, and it's so big, and it's so huge to the point that I'm like, I don't think I can handle it, and I'm going to be so exposed and so vulnerable, even though it's so loving. It's so loving, and it's the most amazing thing ever, but I'm like bolting from it. But then I can also see, now I'm also in a visual where I'm like, as it's like, it's funny because I'm standing in just white light, and I'm surrounded by a circle of white light, and I'm trying to, and I just go to bolt and run, but then I run into the back of like the circle, like there's the circles enclosed, so I just hit the circle, like there's nowhere for me to go. Which is true, because we are home now. That is where we're at, and we're allowing ourselves to be that and allow that shine through. He's just laughing. He's holding my hands, and now I'm just getting that and it's very sweet. It's just very much that he's giving that feeling of just very much that it's okay. It's okay. You're okay. Like, in that reassurance of like, it is like, it's okay. You're okay. And it's, spirit doesn't necessarily do the whole pat on the head reassurance thing. It's okay. You're okay. Everything's going to be fine. They'll do the reassurance you are okay and you're always okay. But let's get to work on the mental cleanup. The space right now is, there's a lot of play and laughter, because they know the space that I'm in. I'm like, okay, it's right here. Okay, what am I doing? And they're like, it's okay. You're safe and you're loved. And, you know, like, yes, there's always that opportunity, that mental cleanup and stuff. It's just that whole very much like, yeah, my foot's getting tickled. It's just like, you're okay. You're okay. Like, chill and just enjoy what you're receiving. You're good. You know, like, it's very, very, very sweet. Just very much like giving me that feeling. It's because it's not necessarily those words, it's just that feeling of, I'm okay, it's okay, like, I don't need to run. You don't need to run. You're okay. You're safe. You're loved. That's what this is. It's love, and it's beautiful, and, you know, very, very, very sweet feeling with all of that. I'm explaining the best way I can. My words are kind of shit. You could just try not to cling to semantics too much. It's very much, I'm just trying to describe the feeling that I'm getting with it. And there's an influx again of the grip on my hand, just got stronger again, this one specifically. I think just keep going. Yeah, I'm not really getting anything else. It's just that feeling of, I covered it all. And I feel like I'm seeing him, I'm just seeing him smiling, and just like a smile and a gentle nod. Okay. I just got tickled in my side. So there we go. There's some physical confirmation on that. So, so it looks like that's going to be a wrap up there. And then I just seeing him blow a kiss, and then, you know, like do the whole like pull into a hug kind of thing. And, you know, just the expression of just love, you know, just this, again, sweet, tender, kind, loving love. Just very, very sweet, loving feeling. And there's, as always, the invite to just sit with him with that, you know. And then I'm getting the visuals of, you know, the suggestion of doing breathing exercises. You know, let yourself lay there and breathe in, and as you breathe in, visualize the white light. And then as you, like, that, which is just, you know, you breathing in, and which is just metaphor of surrendering to what's truly here. And then breathing out, you know, the visual of like dark energy, which is just the metaphor of ego, shadow, illusion. And that's just metaphor of you, like, you breathing that out. It's just metaphor of you surrendering, like letting go, surrendering to letting those, surrendering those things to what you truly are, to allow that to melt away. So there's that invitation as well with that. So yeah, just so loved. Yeah, just again, yeah, just that, you know, they're just kind of wanting me to end off there with just that reminder again of how unconditionally loved we all are always. And we are, it's not even all as in separate, because we're all one. But yes, we're all loved unconditionally always, beyond what we even realize right now. And, you know, no one gets left behind or forgotten. And this stuff that I read is exactly, it's metaphor of completely what we're doing right now, and that's really 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 cool. So I'm gonna leave it there. That's funny, I started wrapping up both videos at the 29, within the 29-minute mark. That's cool. Didn't mean to do that either. So I'm, like I said, I'm going to link the other video in the description of this. If you haven't checked it out, then you can if you're interested, because it's definitely, I can see why both were, I was being called to do both, and why I was even originally being called to put them together. But that would have been like an hour-long video anyway. Honestly, I'm okay that I broke it up. The way it happened was meant to happen, and I know that anyway. So, so yeah, if you're interested, I will put the link there with that, and I hope that you guys find that really cool as I do, and I hope you feel joy in the moment that I had in that video, because that was really really big for me. That was a huge, significantly huge moment, and I've worked really hard to get to that point, and I'm very thankful for everybody, because all of this has led me to that moment and to all of this. So thank you. All right, thank you guys for watching, for subscribing, for everything. I do love you, and as always, have a wonderful now.